Hey, and welcome to Tax Talk with the Tax Queen. My name is Heather Ryan. I am also known as the Tax Queen.
Hey, this video is strictly to go over how to register for your EIN. So it's applying for the EIN or the employee ID number, which I talk about in this course. And I just wanted to give you a really quick video on what that looks like and how you get registered. So this here is the IRS webpage. If you're not familiar, it's irs.gov. And if you look right here on their very front of their page is apply for an EIN or an employer ID number. And that's where you're going to click. And then you would hit apply now. You have to click through their OKs and begin application. You are welcome to read everything on here and more and really understand what you're getting through, but I just want to do a really quick overview of how to get registered. So let's go through this quickly. This is the identity of your business, so your legal structure, and we talk about that in the first video. What is, the LLC, the sole proprietor, the partnership, the SCorp, that's your entity structure, your legal structure with your state. So this is where you're going to pick exactly the category that fits you. If you're a sole proprietor and you have no other, legal names or whatever, even if you have a DBA, that's okay. Click sole proprietor. If you're a partnership, you know the drill. So just click the one that fits your business. If you're struggling with this, please go ahead and ask me. Facebook group is great for that. I'm going to click LLC. So I'm going to do this for my own business just to walk you through what that looks like. So feel free to read all of these things. You have chosen limited liability company. It's going to tell you what that is and what it is not for tax purposes, for IRS purposes. The next screen, you're going to ask you how many members. So I'm going to say 1. If you have multiple, please enter that correct number here. And then it's going to ask you what state is that business physically located in. And my business and most of your businesses is probably, we don't really have a physical location, right? Like we don't work from, we work on the road, we work as we travel. So I always put the registration of where the business is registered. So in my case, the business is registered in the state of Florida. And I'm just going to click continue. And these are the other options you have. So I usually say starting a new business because that's what most of you are going to be doing. If you have a business as a sole proprietor already and you're ready to hire employees or you want to go and get your bank account, you can click those options. So one of them is hire employees and then one is banking purposes. So they have specifically that reason. So pick those reasons. I would say most of you will fall into starting a new business. And then you're just going to type in your information here. So this is your name, and then your social security number, and then you're going to click I am the owner or a member or a managing member of this LLC. Otherwise, it can be a third party that would be applying on your behalf. But most likely, you're going to be doing this yourself. So you're the owner or the member of the LLC. And then you're going to need the physical location, wherever that address is. And the phone number. You can also click yes if you have a different mailing address than a physical location, and that's okay. You can have different addresses. Most of you, I'm guessing, are using mail service regardless, so you're not going to have a separate address, but it is possible. So you can click yes if that applies to you. This is where you enter your legal name of the LLC that you registered with the state. So in my case, we're going to call it Tax Queen LLC because that's my legal name. I do not have a trade name or doing business as. It automatically fills in the county and the state. And then also you want to say where the articles of organization of where your, the state where you organized your LLC. Sorry, tripping over my words there. and then the date that you registered it. So I will point out that you can actually have, for some of you, if you pick, I don't know, a Delaware business, although I don't recommend Delaware registration, most of you should be in the same state as your domicile or your residency, and that's where you should be registering the business. But if it does happen to be different, you can see here that they have, where is it located versus where is the articles of organization filed. So those could be two different answers if that applies to you. And then you're probably going to answer no to most of these questions. It's asking if you are owning a highway motor vehicle with a gross weight of 55,000 pounds or more, if you are involved in gambling or wagering, if you have to file a federal excise tax return, or if you're manufacturing, selling alcohol, tobacco, or firearms. And most likely you're going to answer no to these questions. The last one, you may answer yes if you are planning to hire W-2 employees. So in that case, you would say yes. In my case, I'm saying no because I do not plan on hiring W-2 employees in the next 12 months. The next screen is asking you what category fits your business. So are you food service? Are you accommodations? And if you can't find something, that's okay. You can click other and take you to the next screen and ask you further details. In my case, I consider myself in the finance, so I'm going to click the finance industry. And then none of these categories fit me, so I'm going to type in tax preparation because that is what I do. This one is a really important screen. So we're now on the fifth step of getting that EIN. And I recommend all of you say receive letter online. And the reason for this is you are nomadic, you're traveling, you have trouble getting mail, as I know because I have lived this lifestyle. So I always say receive letter online. And that means when you click submit at the end of this, you are literally going to get a PDF. That's what should open on the window on your browser, and you're going to make sure to save that or print it as a PDF and download it. This is really important for your own records because you're going to need this to go to the bank. You're going to need this for credit cards if you want to use an EIN. You're going to need this for your tax return, so your tax preparer will ask, or you will need it yourself if you're doing self-preparation. So just make sure to save that, and I always recommend putting it in the cloud somewhere. But before you hit submit, which is at the bottom here, just make sure all of this information that you see here is correct. So be really careful and do your due diligence and just read through it again. Make sure that it's all correct. And then you would hit submit, and that PDF letter, literally don't hit submit more than once, but it might take a few seconds, 30 seconds, up to a minute. That PDF letter should appear with your EIN automatically assigned to you. And just make sure, one more time, I'm going to repeat it. What do? Make sure you do print that or save that PDF somewhere. It's a very important document that you will need in the future. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.